Well, hi boys and girls, it's great to be with you again, and we're here together again for another story. And how are you today, Alfie? You feeling fed up? Oh, right, where are you fed up today? You wanted to go out, I know, and it's raining out there. It's really horrible today. It's pouring down with rain, isn't it? You don't like the rain. No, it's not very nice. But imagine if there wasn't any rain. That would be fantastic. You don't like the rain at all, do you? It makes your fur go all funny. Oh, right. But imagine if there wasn't any rain at all. Not just today or tomorrow, but for weeks and weeks and weeks and months. It would go very dry, it would indeed. And just think of all the plants outside, all the things in the fields would all die because there's no rain. You could always get a hose pipe out. Yeah, but the water for the hose pipe comes from a big reservoir. And if there was no rain, that would dry up. That happened years ago when there was no rain for a long time, and the water in the reservoir started going down and down and down, and everybody was getting very worried. And we weren't allowed to use hose pipes as long as there's enough to drink. But what if that went as well? There just wasn't any water. That wouldn't be very good, would it? No. Well, actually, I've got a story today where that did happen. So, shall we have the story? Does it have a happy ending? Well, in the end it does, but we're going to do some of the story now, and some more next week, and some more the week after. So, it's a bit of a serial. Like EastEnders, yes, okay. Well, this happened a long time ago, even before the Lord Jesus was born. And at the time, there was a very wicked king on the throne, a man called Ahab. And Ahab wasn't very nice at all. He did really bad things. And he told people that they mustn't worship God, and if anybody loved God and served God, then he'd put them in prison, and some of them were even killed. And God didn't like this at all. God was angry with Ahab. So one day God spoke to one of his servants, a man called Elijah, and he said, Elijah, I want you to go to the king. That would be dangerous, yeah. He could have put him in prison, yeah. And he said, I want you to go to the king and say, it's not going to rain until I say so. Do you think Elijah went? You wouldn't. You'd be scared. Yeah, well, I think I would as well. But Elijah went, and he saw King Ahab. He walked right into the palace, and he said, there's not going to be any rain until I say so. And you know, the rain stopped. And a bit like you, at first, people didn't mind too much because, well, it needed sun to make the crops grow. But you need rain as well. And after a while, the crops, the plants in the field started drying up, and people started to get very worried. But what do you think happened to Elijah? Did he find somewhere to hide? He did. God said, I want you to go to this secret place I've got for you. It's by a brook, a little stream. And you can drink the water from the stream, so you've got something to drink. And I'm going to provide food for you every day. In fact, twice a day. How do you think God sent food to Elijah? No, not by Tesco van. They didn't have Tesco in those days. No, they didn't have Sainsbury's either. They didn't have any shops like that. No, God sent food in a very unusual way. Shall I tell you how? Well, Elijah did as God told him to, and he went and he sat by this brook, by this little stream. And he thought, I wonder how God's going to send me food. And there was no sign of anyone around. And there was no food there. It was a desert place. It was very hot and very dry. When suddenly Elijah looked up in the sky, and he could see something coming towards him. Big black things. It wasn't an aeroplane. They didn't have aeroplanes. It was birds. And the birds got closer and closer, and I thought, oh, they're just birds. But they came down and they landed right next to Elijah, which was strange because these birds never went near human beings. And in their beaks, they had bits of bread and bits of meat. And they brought Elijah food, and they hopped up and dropped the food in front of Elijah, and then they flew away. And that happened every day in the morning and the evening for a long, long time. So you see, God provided for Elijah. God looked after him. But after a while, the brook started to dry up as well because there'd been no rain. What do you think Elijah's going to do now? You know what he's going to do. He's going to listen to God. That's dead right. Well done, Alfie. He listened to what God was telling him, and God said, Elijah, I want you to leave here now, because the brook won't provide you with water anymore, and I've got a new place for you to hide. And do you know what that new place was? Do you want to know? This is getting exciting. Okay, I'll tell you where that new secret place was, but you'll have to wait till next week. Yeah, that's the end of the story for today. And we're going to leave Elijah, and he's going where God is sending him. But he's got a lot more adventures ahead of him. Can I tell you now? No, I can't. No, I can't give you a hint. You're going to have to wait like the boys and girls. I know I mean. Anyway, we'll carry on the story next week. I wonder what's going to happen to Elisha. We'll see. Bye for now.